if you're watching this, it is very likely that you have a light dragon spirit guide around you. Likely, they're already working with you and they are calling you to take this relationship to the next level. They'd like to help you level up your light, if you will. However, if you're a bit skeptical, here are 7 signs that prove that you have a light dragon guide around you. Number 1, plain and simple, most obvious, you love the light. You just love the light. You're that person that even when it's winter time and it's very dark, you have all of the lights on in the house. Likely also you are a bit of a sun worshiper, and anytime it's sunny, you just want to be out basking in that. You might feel a little FOMO if it's light out, if it's sunny out, and you're not able to be out basking in that light. If you are a light dragon person, the light feeds you and it feeds your soul. Sign number 2, you tend to resonate with and root for the heroes, good guys, and good girls in your fiction. Even if it might be cool or, trendy to be into the villains or the antagonists, the anti-heroes, you just can't help that you're drawn to those pure characters. You can't help but root for those pure characters. They are a reflection of you and your own purity and your own light. Sign number 3, others would describe you as cheerful and maybe very friendly, very energetic. Now, it's important to note that others might describe you as this because perhaps when you're alone, that is not the case. But when you're around others, you put on this persona of cheerfulness, positivity, energy, and you just help others to lift their vibe. As a light dragon person, you have a literal superpower of being able to instantly shift the mood, whether it's the mood of just one other person or an entire group. Sign number 4, going off of sign number 3, this one might hurt a bit. You're kind of a people pleaser. You're kind of a people pleaser, okay? There's many layers to this. Usually, people pleasers, they're formed as a result of trauma. And that kind of goes into the other side of the coin, the darkness dragons. But whereas people that deal with trauma, you can go one of 2 routes usually. One, you can kind of become the perpetuator of that sort of trauma. You kind of just give into it and you start to perpetuate and you become this perpetrator, right? And then the other route, the light route, is you don't want anyone to feel what you felt, the trauma that you experienced. So you do whatever you can to ensure that no one ever experiences that. That is the route of a light dragon person. Sign number 5, kind of going off of that. Now they're flowing into each other. You deal with a lot of darkness and have dealt with a lot of darkness. Likely, as a light dragon person, you find yourself surrounded by darkness in bad living situations, in bad friendships, bad relationships, toxic, energies. Toxic people are drawn to your light because your light is fuel. And subconsciously, these people, these places, they know that, they want that, they want to take that, because when they're not in their own light, when they're in their darkness, they're not able to access that fuel, that food that really everyone at the end of the day needs. So you are drawn to these places, to these people, and just with your presence alone, oftentimes you can transmute that darkness into light. And on that note, know that light and darkness, they're 2 sides of the same coin. If you have light dragons around you, you also have darkness dragons around you. Something to remember. Through contrast, the darkness only emphasizes and amplifies your light. Sign number 6, light language. You have some sort of connection to light language. In layman's terms, if you're not familiar with light language, this is basically speaking in tongues. Now, if you're a light dragon person, you are already doing this, whether you realize it or not, and know that this isn't just words necessarily. Hand movements, like random hand movements that you can't place, that you just feel intuitively inspired to do, that's light language too. You can also write light language. But anyways, if you're a light dragon person, you're going to have a natural knack for doing light language. And if you're not already doing it, likely you feel drawn to it. You feel a call to develop it, to try it, to do it. And secret third option, Maybe, as myself previously, maybe you don't do it and you have no desire to do it, yet you find that it's a bit triggering, perhaps. Maybe it freaks you out. It triggers fear when you listen to people doing light language, speaking in tongues. It triggers you, and yet at the same time, you're drawn to it, you're magnetized to it, you're intrigued by it. This is, if it's the case for you, it's a sign that this is your shadow. It's inviting you to integrate and to embrace it. Finally, sign number 7 is that you are a natural healer by nature. You are just a healer. Your presence alone heals. As we said in an earlier point, it's like you can just come into a room and then people feel better because you are that much of a healer. But also this can be more literal. Maybe you've always been drawn towards professions, let's say, where you get to help people. You've been drawn to the healthcare industry, perhaps, maybe taking care of children or the elderly or pets, some nurturing sort of positions, or especially energy healing. Like maybe you've got, your Reiki master certification, perhaps, or you want to do that. You do different types of energy healing. You're drawn to that. Regardless of your methods, at the end of the day, you are a healer because light heals. Light in and of itself heals. And if you are a light dragon person with light dragons around you, simply by being you and showing up as you heal the collective. So congratulations. As usual, I'm super curious to know how many of these 7 signs did you resonate with? I'm like a spiritual scientist, as I like to say. I like to gather data, so please let me know how many you resonate with and if you feel that you have a light dragon guide around you. And if you do, you are cordially invited to join me and fellow light dragon people in my private community and mystery school, the House of the Spirit Dragon. This Thursday, as of filming this, we're going to be doing a ritual with the light dragons using light language, and you are welcome to join us. I will have the link in the description, also on my link tree if you feel called to that. Whether you are feeling the light polarity right now or the darkness polarity right now, take this as a reminder, take this as a message to not give up, to keep going, to keep being, because simply by being you and by being here, again, you're healing the collective. You have the power to transcend. No matter how much darkness that you're in and you're surrounded by, you have the power to transcend. And that is what your light dragon guide would wish you to know right now. That is what they would like to help you cultivate and develop, and to remember that you are never alone. Darkness is separation. Light is connection. Know that you are always connected to the light. And your light dragon, and light dragons, plural, they love you. They send you their healing energy now. Much love to you on your journey, my friend, and stay powerful.